and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. Today we're talking about some woman's whorish ways getting her threw up out the church. Listen to this, y'all, and we'll be right back.
So I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw this post. It said getting kicked out of church is crazy and getting your offering back is even crazier. City girls down bad. So in the picture you can see that it was a check for $500 that she gave to the offering. And the check was returned. The church then sent her a letter explaining why they returned her offering to her. The first blurb is basically expressing that they are terminating her from the church. Reason number 1 states you initiated the separation in your marriage to Josh without good cause, stating that you wanted to begin a relationship with another man.
Do I smell a whore?
It seems you have no desire to keep your family together, and this has caused a great deal of hurt to you, your husband, your children, and many others. This is being unfaithful to the marriage vow that you took before God. They then go on to say you have continued to post many unchristian and even indecent pictures and messages on various social media sites over the past many months. You have also been very negative and critical of many of our church family. You have refused counsel or advice from your husband, your pastor, and many of your close church family who really care for you and who have tried to help you. They end the letter with saying that they still love Brooke and that they hope that God will show his will to her. They say, please let us know when this happens. This event took place in 2021, so I'm wondering if God ever showed Brooke his will. And I'm wondering if she's still with that man she left her husband for. I've never heard of a church declining an offering and kicking out a member. I thought people were there to serve God, to listen to the word of God. But people are too busy passing judgment on what Brooke decides to do in her personal life. For that matter, Brooke was no longer allowed in the church and her money was returned. I see why the church hurt be real.
Now, for me, I don't think this is passing judgment. I'm with the church on this one. First of all, I ain't never heard of a church move like this before. And I spent a lot of time in Christian church. And I ain't never heard of a church putting somebody out for something like this and returning their money. Y'all know how these churches be. They don't be playing when they come to that money.
Don't ask. I said don't ask. I said don't ask. No questions. Just give the money.
They want that money. They ain't giving nobody no money back. But let's be serious for a second. You left your husband and your kids for another man. Everybody trying to talk some sense to you like, wait a minute, do you know what you're doing? How you moving? You supposed to be a believer and believers don't act, move this way. And she ignored all the counsel. Forget the hell with everybody. I'm about to do me. And they gave her money back and they basically kicked her out. They don't want no parts of her. And I think that's very sad for people to be so selfish to get in a marriage, a situation, a commitment, bring children into that, and then up and decide, I changed my mind, I don't want this. Especially when the other person still want it. Now, if it's mutual, then that's one thing. But when one person, then that's where that whole fight for your marriage, you got to try to make it work. What about your kids? I think kids who grow up in a 2-parent household have a different mindset than a lot of us who grew up in a 1-parent household, where that's normal to us. It's normal for your parents to not be together, to live in separate houses, and you shuffle back and forth on the weekend or summer vacations and stuff. Some of y'all even have parents who live in other states and you had to go back and forth and deal with that. And I first of all, shout out to the church. Like, kudos to them. And I'm not even with the Christian church movement. I'm not even with the Christian church like a member or nothing like that. But shout out to them for this, for standing on some type of principles, because most of it, anything goes nowadays in the church. For example, look at this. Now see, look at this right here. That's why I said I'm surprised the church did anything, or any churches. I guess I stereotyped all churches to think that they was all on some foolishness, because this is what we seeing nowadays in the churches. Any and everything goes. You see women half dressed, some quote unquote holy hoes. They half dressed, they twerking, they shaking and popping everything in front of everybody. Just no decency, no values no more. So I'm really shocked they threw Brooke up out of there head first, because again, we all know church ain't like it used to be when we was coming up. They done got so bold with it. The church done got so bold with it, they even corrupting the men. Look at this. See, this is what we used to seeing nowadays. It's done got so bad they even got our men doing this. Not all of them, because the real strong men. And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to take no shots at no Christian man and say he not a man. But most men, real men, especially if they kind of got a little roughness to them, they know that this is not it. This is not normal. And that you have to be brainwashed and feminized to even go along with stuff like this here. They do this stuff to have our men be in subjection to the pastor who really running the church. I know a lot lot of y'all ain't ready for this conversation, but a lot of these Christian church pastors are former pimps, hustlers, petty thieves, committed white collar crimes, scammers, and this is their new hustle. And they get these people in here and they play off your feelings and emotions. They play this music and tell you sanctified and you down with us if you do this dancing and acting a fool. And that's kind of where we are today. They manipulate you. They'll turn a husband against a wife in a heartbeat. And if the husband is like, no, I ain't with this, I don't want my wife doing this or giving this, participating in that. Oh yeah, some of these pastors will speak negatively to a wife about her husband. You have pastors who are sleeping with members, male and female, and who are stealing. Those usually the big two that they do in the churches. We all know that what they call it, the music ministry, a lot of them bat for the other team. So I'm shocked. I'm shocked that we have a church in this day and time who is willing to condemn a woman for leaving her husband for another man and refunding her money and throwing her up out the church, watching her social media, putting her on blast about the things she, it's called accountability and shame. And kudos to them for doing that, especially if you say you believe in God and you believe in the Bible and what the Bible say, but then you just up and leave your husband. See, a lot of y'all think that whatever you do, people supposed to pat you on the back, feel sorry for you and go along with it and not have a difference in opinion, for one, and then for two, challenge you on that and be like, no, that's not what you're supposed to be doing according to the Bible, because this is, these are all people who's supposed to believe in the Bible, what the Bible say. Initially it wasn't even no divorce in the beginning. A woman ain't supposed to just up and leave her husband, and that's another reason why men be scared of getting into a marriage or a commitment, because women so loosey-goosey and lead by emotion. They'll just up and leave a man, and they done invested in, are all in and committed to this situation. Meanwhile, for the woman, it's situational. Depending on the situation, I'm out. Especially if a new guy come my way, I might give him a shot and leave my man and my kids. And just on social media acting a fool. Do you know what this woman had to be doing for this church to do her like this? Churches do not be refunding money. We all know that. So I think this woman was acting a fool, and that's why they did this. But y'all let me know what y'all think, especially all my church people who grew up in the church, going to church 4-5 days a week like I did when I was a kid. Y'all leave me a comment and let me know what y'all think about the topic. Until the next time, we'll catch y'all next episode. Peace out.